Everyone is constantly telling you that he lacks interest. He takes an eternity to respond to your messages. He never actually invites you out on a date. He behaves in a cold and detached manner whenever you are in the vicinity. All of the conventional dating wisdom echoes the exact same sentiment. If he truly wanted to be with you, he would make it happen. They claim he is simply not that into you and that you should stop making excuses for his behavior and move on with your life. But here is the reality of what is actually occurring, and this revelation is going to completely flip your beliefs upside down. That specific guy who seems like he does not have a single care in the world is actually the one lying awake in the middle of the night with you on his mind. That man who behaves strangely and stays distant when you are around is being affected by you so deeply that he has forgotten how to function like a normal human being. That guy whom everyone insists is not interested is actually far more captivated by you than the person who is constantly hovering over you. I realize that you might not be ready to believe me yet. I know it probably sounds like I am merely telling you exactly what you want to hear so that you will keep holding on to hope. However, I am about to reveal a secret that most women never manage to figure out. The indicators that a man is obsessed with thinking about you look absolutely nothing like traditional interest. In fact, they look like the complete opposite of what you would expect. They look like he genuinely dislikes you. They look like he is actively avoiding you. They look like he could not care less about your existence. And that is precisely the reason why you keep failing to see it. You are searching for him to move closer to you when the actual sign is that he cannot handle being anywhere near you without his brain going into a complete tailspin. You are waiting for him to send more text messages when the real indicator is that he is staring at his phone for 20 minutes straight, just trying to determine the perfect thing to say to you. You assume he is not thinking about you when the truth is that he cannot stop. He just has no idea what on earth to do about those thoughts. Consequently, he chooses the worst possible path. He acts as if you do not matter at all, and you end up believing his performance. Today, that pattern ends. I am going to show you the exact behaviors that prove a man is thinking about you without pause, even when every single thing he does screams the absolute opposite. These signs are bizarre, they are confusing, they do not seem to follow any logical rules, but once you finally see them for what they are, you will never misread a man's intentions ever again. Let us break this down. First, I need to explain the reason why guys behave the exact opposite of how they truly feel inside. This is the specific part that baffles women the most. You tend to think that feelings operate the same way for everyone. You assume that if someone has feelings for you, they will act like they like you by getting closer, showing clear interest and putting in the effort. That is what you would do in that situation, and that is what makes sense to you. But men do not operate that way, not when the feelings are genuine. Here is what is actually going on inside a guy's head when he is only casually into someone, when it is just a surface level attraction, or when she is just another person he happens to be talking to. He is completely relaxed. He is confident. He replies to texts quickly. He makes firm plans. He is flirty. He is smooth. And he has plenty of game. Do you know why? It is because he does not care if he messes the whole thing up. She is simply not important enough for him to stress over. His ego is not on the line, and his deeper emotions are not involved. If it works out, that is fine. If it doesn't, he just moves on to the next person. But the very second a man starts catching actual deep feelings, the kind where you become the person he is thinking about when he is supposed to be focusing on other tasks, everything changes instantly. Suddenly, he is incredibly nervous. Suddenly, every single text message feels like it carries the weight of the world. Suddenly, he is terrified of saying the wrong thing. He becomes scared of coming on too strong or perhaps not strong enough. Suddenly, you have a certain power over him, and he absolutely hates that feeling of vulnerability. So what is his reaction? He pulls back. He behaves in a distant manner. He plays it cool to such an extreme point that it looks like he does not care about you at all. He is protecting himself from potential hurt. He is trying his best not to look weak or desperate. He is attempting to maintain some sense of control in a situation where he feels like he is losing his grip entirely. And the more he thinks about you, the more strangely he behaves, because the act of thinking about you causes him stress. It isn't a bad kind of stress. It is a, this person actually matters to me kind of stress. It is a, what if I ruin this type of anxiety. It is an, I don't know how to handle what I am feeling type of confusion. So while you are sitting there convinced he is not interested because he is being so distant, he is actually sitting there thinking about you constantly and trying to figure out what to do about his feelings. That distance you interpret as a lack of liking is actually the breathing room he needs to deal with the fact that he likes you far too much. Now let me demonstrate how this plays out in terms of real-world behavior and the actual signs you need to watch for. Sign number 1, he behaves completely differently around you than he does around everyone else in his life. This is the single biggest tell, yet most women do not even notice it is happening. Pay very close attention to how he interacts with other people. With them, he is likely relaxed, funny, talkative, and confident. He jokes around and seems perfectly comfortable. Now, pay attention to how he carries himself when he is with you. Suddenly, he becomes quiet, or he tries much too hard to be funny, or he becomes awkward, or he seems irritated for no apparent reason. Maybe he barely looks you in the eye, or perhaps he cannot stop looking at you, but the very second you notice him, he quickly looks away. His entire energy shifts the moment you are near him. Women see this behavior and think, oh, he obviously doesn't like me. He is fine with everyone else, but weird with me. But that is incorrect. You are the one he is thinking about. You are the one making him feel nervous. You are the person he doesn't know how to act normal around because his brain is processing 1,000 different thoughts at once while he tries to play it cool. If he truly did not care about you, he would treat you exactly the same way he treats everyone else. The fact that he is incapable of doing that proves that you are the one stuck in his head. A man acts normal around people who do not matter to him. He acts weird around the one who does. Always remember that. Sign 2. He takes forever to reply to your texts, even though you know for a fact he has seen your message. You send him a text and you can see that he has read it, or you simply know he is on his phone because everyone is always on their phone these days, yet he does not respond. 20 minutes go by, then an hour, then 3 hours. Finally, he sends back a response that is relatively short. Meanwhile, you saw him posting updates on social media, so you know he was active. Therefore, he must not be interested, right? Wrong. Here is what is actually happening behind the scenes. He saw your text the very second it arrived. He read it immediately, and then he just stared at it. He started typing out a response, then deleted it. He typed something else and deleted that too. He put his phone down because he did not want to appear too eager, only to pick it back up 2 minutes later. He asked himself if his response was too much or not enough. He wondered if he sounded like he cared too much, or if he sounded like he didn't care at all. He likely rewrote that single text 15 times. He waited to send it because he was terrified of replying too quickly. The guy who isn't thinking about you will reply in 2 seconds with whatever first comes to mind because it simply does not matter to him. But the guy who is obsessed with thinking about you treats every single text like a critical test that he needs to pass. That delay is not a sign of disinterest. It is the sound of him overthinking every single word because what he says to you actually matters to him. The guy who doesn't like you is easy and fast with his messages. The guy who is thinking about you non-stop is slow and careful because he is trying his hardest not to screw it up. Sign 3. He remembers incredibly random things you said weeks or even months ago. You might be discussing something, anything at all, and suddenly he brings up a tiny, obscure detail that you mentioned ages ago. It might be something you don't even remember telling him yourself. You might have mentioned in passing that you don't like pickles on your burger, or he remembers that weird thing that happened at your office 3 weeks ago. He brings it up out of nowhere. You might have said you wanted to visit some random location someday, and he remembers the exact name of the place. You stand there thinking, wait, I actually told him that. Women often brush this off as him just being a good listener. No, you don't understand the gravity of it. Men forget things constantly. They forget important dates, they forget whole conversations, and they forget what you told them just yesterday. But suddenly this man remembers the smallest, most insignificant detail you mentioned only once. That does not happen because he has a superior memory. It happens because he was completely locked in and focused when you were speaking. It is because everything you say gets stuck in his mind. It is because his conversations with you are replaying in his head later on. He remembers because he has thought about that detail multiple times since you first said it. You are not just a person he talks to and then forgets. You are someone whose words stay with him long after the conversation ends. That level of detailed memory simply does not happen unless someone is thinking about you constantly. Sign 4. He gets strange and uncomfortable when you mention other men. You could be talking about a male friend, a co-worker, or just some guy who did something funny. You aren't flirting or trying to make him jealous. You are just telling a story, but suddenly his entire mood shifts. He becomes quiet, he seems annoyed, or he makes some snarky comment about it. Alternatively, he might try to change the subject very quickly. He might act like he doesn't care, but you can clearly tell that something in the atmosphere has changed. Women often think he is just being rude or that he is suddenly in a bad mood. No. That reaction is jealousy that he is desperately trying to hide. That is him hating the mere idea of you giving your attention to someone else. That is him picturing you with another man and being unable to handle the thought. If he did not care about you and wasn't thinking about you, hearing about other guys wouldn't affect him at all. He would just listen and move on with the conversation. But he can't, because in his mind, you are already his, even if he hasn't had the courage to say it yet. In his head, he is already feeling territorial over you, even if you aren't officially together. That weird reaction when other guys are mentioned is him showing you that you are on his mind way more than he wants to admit. Men do not get jealous over women they aren't thinking about. They get jealous over the ones they cannot stop thinking about. Sign 5. He finds any excuse to be exactly where you are. You are going somewhere and suddenly he happens to be there as well. You mention that you are attending a certain event or going to a specific place, and he claims what a coincidence it is because he was thinking of going there too. You show up somewhere and lo and behold, there he is. Women often assume it is just random chance, but it is not random. He is intentionally creating opportunities to see you without making it obvious that is his goal. If he were to just say, "Hey, I really want to see you," that would be too direct for him. That would be showing his cards and admitting how much he thinks about you. So instead, he just happens to be around. He just happens to show up in your vicinity. He tries to make it seem casual, but it is anything but casual. He is going out of his way to be in your presence, while trying to act like it is no big deal at all. If a guy is not interested, he does not care where you are located. He isn't checking to see what you are doing or hoping to run into you. But the guy who cannot stop thinking about you is finding any possible excuse to be in your orbit, even if he pretends it is a total accident. That is intentional behavior. That is him wanting to see you but being too intimidated to just say the words. Sign 6. He acts annoyed with you for no real reason at all. This is the sign that messes with women's heads the most. He seems irritated, he is short with you, or he has a bit of an attitude. You know you didn't do anything wrong, but he is behaving as if you did. Naturally you think, okay, he obviously doesn't like me. Actually, it is the exact opposite. Here is what is happening. You stress him out. It isn't because you are an annoying person. It is because you make him feel emotions that he is not yet ready to process. You make him nervous, you make him overthink, and you throw him completely off his game. He does not know how to handle that internal chaos, so it manifests as frustration. He is actually annoyed at himself for caring so much about you. He is annoyed that you have this profound effect on him and that he cannot just be normal when you are around. That internal struggle looks like he is annoyed at you, but he is really just annoyed at the situation. He is frustrated that you have gotten inside his head and he cannot get you out. The girl he doesn't think about is someone he is perfectly nice and chill with, but you are the one making his brain go crazy, and he doesn't know what to do with that energy, so he acts irritated. That attitude is not a sign of rejection. It is him struggling to deal with how much you affect him. Sign 7. He stalks your social media but never actually likes or comments on anything. You post a photo or a status and he doesn't hit the like button. He doesn't leave a comment. He doesn't interact with your profile at all. So you figure he isn't even looking at your stuff. But then, out of nowhere, he will mention something you posted, or he seems to know specific details about things you have shared online. Or perhaps you check to see who viewed your story, and his name is consistently there. He is watching every move you make. He is checking your page regularly and keeping tabs on your life. But he refuses to engage because engaging would mean admitting that he cares. Liking your photo means acknowledging that he is paying attention, and commenting means putting himself out there for you to see. So he chooses to watch in total silence. He keeps track of you without leaving any digital evidence behind. The guy who isn't thinking about you doesn't check your social media because he doesn't care what you are posting. But the guy who is obsessed is checking your page more often than he would ever care to admit. He sees every update and notices every change. He just doesn't want you to know how tuned in he really is. That silent observation is him thinking about you constantly and trying to stay connected to your life without being obvious about it. Sign 8. His friends start acting weird whenever you are around. You meet his friends or spend time near them, and they are giving you strange looks. They are smiling as if they know a secret that you don't. They are acting in an unusual way. Maybe one of them makes a comment that sounds like an inside joke you aren't part of. Maybe they seem overly interested in talking to you, or are carefully watching how he behaves in your presence. Women don't always pick up on this subtle energy, but his friends acting weird means only one thing. He has talked about you a lot. Guys do not tell their friends about every single girl they speak to. They might mention someone casually and then move on. But when a man cannot stop thinking about someone, he eventually talks about it. He asks his friends for their advice, he mentions you in their conversations, and he brings your name up so often that his friends definitely notice. So when they finally meet you, they already feel like they know you. They are curious and they are watching to see if you match the description he gave them. That weird knowing energy from his friends is total confirmation that you are the one he has been discussing. You are the one in his head, and his friends are fully aware of it, even if he is trying to hide it from you. Sign 9. He remembers your personal schedule without you ever having to tell him. You might have mentioned once that you have a specific commitment on Tuesdays, or that you are always busy on Thursday mornings, or that you have a certain class or meeting at a specific time. You said it in passing and didn't make a big deal of it, yet weeks later he brings it up. He asks how that specific thing went, or he knows exactly when not to bother you. Or he references your schedule as if it is information he has been carefully holding on to. Guys do not remember the schedules of people they do not care about. They barely even remember their own schedules most of the time. But he knows yours because he is paying very close attention. It is because details about your life stick with him. It is because he has thought about when you are free and when you are busy. He has likely planned around your schedule in his own mind, even if he hasn't said a word about it out loud. That level of specific awareness does not happen by accident. It happens when someone is constantly thinking about you, and every detail regarding you matters deeply to them. Sign 10. He pulls back immediately after things felt really good between the two of you. This is the one that confuses women more than anything else. You have an incredible conversation, or a fantastic night hanging out, or a moment where it truly felt like a deep connection was forming. You leave that interaction thinking, okay, finally, things are moving forward. Then, suddenly, and without warning, he goes quiet. He pulls back and becomes distant. He takes an eternity to reach out again. You are left sitting there wondering what on earth just happened, because things were going so well, and now he is acting like you don't even exist. Here is the reality of what happened. That moment of connection scared him. That bond you felt, he felt it too, and feeling it made everything suddenly feel very real. It made his feelings real, and it made the possibility of a real relationship